The pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning, and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way.
Hey guys, David here with the Whiskey Rebellion. Hey. Just jumped in there. What's up,
Senator,
Mark? How
join
you doing?
that party,
man. There it is. There it is.
What's up, guys?
Thank you all for joining us. Happy to have everyone here. Mark, who just joined us, Gino and Chuck. First of all, happy May. What do you call it? May the 4th be with you, or whatever, because it's May the 4th and the whole Star Wars vibe.
Going the dark side.
I enjoy the nerd craft. I was actually thinking for this show that like what would be like a good like Star Wars theme beverage, basically liquor. Like what would you drink? It's like got kind of like a Star Wars. We have a main topic first of all, guys, but I was kind of wondering about this. Maybe we'll revisit that a little bit later in the show. But I had, I guess, a couple of different thoughts about that. So first of all, I will start off by saying I am drinking 1792 single barrel tonight. I actually haven't had a pour out of this one in a little while. And actually one of the reasons why I picked it, I was like, what would I expect to see like up on a bar in a, say a Mos Eisley cantina or something like that. I'm like, I could see with the funky, like the top of the bottle and the signage there and stuff like that. I think that might be something they would have. Probably wouldn't be written in English. It'd be some weird, letters or numbers. But other than that, it's a good pour. I really like the single barrel of 1792. Enjoying it again. A lot of walnut on the palate with this one, more than I remembered, but it's very pleasant. So very happy with it. Gino, sir, what you drinking?
I'm going light tonight. Well, not really all that light, but it's light from normal. This is Flor de Cana.
Oh yeah,
18-year rum from Nicaragua. Very, very cane sugar forward, but quite delicious. It is not cloyingly sweet like some of the rums that you'll find. It does have some nice flavors to it. It does have some caramel, some vanilla. You can taste the barrel in it a little tiny bit. Very low in the heat portion. It's only 80 proof. But yeah, the cane sugar is there, but it's not cloyingly sweet like some rums get. It's very nice if you just want a casual sipper in the evening, that you don't want to get totally blitzed off your gourd, but you do want to have something enjoyable.
Yep. I continue to hear between Chuck and yourself, I continue to hear good things about that bottle.
It's very good price point. If I remember correctly, I've had this one for a while, but I've been delving into other rums.
Is it like mid-40s or something?
Thanks to you three here, it turned me on to some good rums.
Good.
And it was like it was running around about $42.
Yeah, it's about
which I don't find bad for an 18-year-old product. I mean,
no,
you can't find that in the bourbon world. 18-year-old product for that price.
No, you probably wouldn't want it if you did.
Yeah,
it is.
But very nice. Chuck, what do you got there, sir?
Well, tonight I'm drinking Boone County single barrel cask strength. This is a pick. It's a 5-year-old from South Jersey bourbon drinkers.
Okay.
It's 110.8 proof. This is barrel number 49. And it has a mash bill of 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley, aged in charred new American oak, and it's a number 4 char. And if I was just to give it a real quick, what my thoughts are, and it has like an oaky. Oaky taste to it right off the bat, but it's a seasoned oak. Some vanilla, a lot of rye spice, just tingles on the tongue, on the back of the tongue. On the front of the tongue, I get like a Demerara sugar on the tip of the tongue, and then it fades. It's like a medium finish with a vanilla, a bit of caramel, but it's more like a. All right, so you go to your grandmother's house and you go to the candy jar, and she has the cheaper, not the Werthers, but they're the cheaper caramel candies. Yeah, they're butterscotch candies, but they're
that's the Brock's.
From yes,
they have the it's like the colored plastic wrap. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. They're the ones. And it's got that caramel to it, but it's not the rich, deep caramel. It's more like more of a muted,
almost toffee-ish.
Not toffee-ish, but more of a artificial, caramel to it.
Yeah.
But although it's very good.
It does. It sounds good. I mean, you make them all sound good, really. But like, you're just so damn evocative. Like you talked about the specific. It's a memory, right? Going to your I immediately, not to my grandma's, but to my great grandmother's like apartment, and I guess assisted living or whatever she had in Pittsburgh. And I must have been like 5, but she had one of those little dishes, and it had the little cheap butterscotches in it. Like I went right back to that. Dude, you know how fucking long it's been? But you brought me back there with that description. Like
they were like uber.
That's how you get it.
As soon as you unwrapped them, man, they were like uber. Sticky.
Like the snobby chef from Ratatouille, and like he tastes the food and it like brings him back to a childhood kind of thing. Like you just did. Like it's intense, man. Anyway, it does sound really good. But to move on, Mark, how you doing? What you drinking?
What's good, fellas? So I'm going really, really light today. I'm actually I got to jump off a little early, but I have a little slight pour of Blue Note.
There you go.
Been a while.
Is that the juke joint? Yep.
Yeah, this is one I just on the bottle. Sorry if you can see the
dust.
That's
a good one, yeah.
But I'm just going really light, a little something, but pretty good. It's been a while since I've had this.
A little something. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't find is like the regular Blue Note anymore, like the 9-year. Like I can find juke joint all day long.
Yeah,
the 9-year is like, which I guess I thought was their standard. Maybe it's not anymore. I don't really know. It's an availability thing. But like that shit is just gone. Anyway, to get to the topic tonight, I titled this episode, the puffery is strong with this one. And and thank you again to Chuck, because he comes out with basically fresh ideas just about every week. And it's like, not to give it away to our viewers or whatever, there's not always a lot of prep time on these things. Like we don't really spend the whole week workshopping ideas, unfortunately, because we all work. So his idea for the topic is, and it'll kind of go from what's in the show notes about it. When you see bottles that are very high priced, we're talking about upwards of $100, $150, sometimes even $200 or more for some of these bottles, and it's kind of like mystery juice, maybe, that you see an age statement, maybe you got 4 years, maybe there's no age statement, which does not necessarily mean that it's young, but sometimes you'll get no age statement whatsoever, and just really ridiculously expensive. Is this a bait tactic for the tater crowd? Is this like what's going on with this, Chug? And kind of what are some of your observations?
Yeah, one of the things I've been seeing a lot lately, ever since, you have the bourbon, I guess you would call it the bourbon craze. Ever since prior to COVID, we're looking at probably 2018 when this really got off and running. And this is even before the secondary market started, or I'm sorry, this is after the secondary market started, but you have bottles out there that distillers producers are basically marketing that are $150, $200, $300, $500, $750, and they just throw this a lot of like history behind this bottle. and they put, they just market it like mad, put it in elaborate packaging, and they charge, very
exorbitant.
Exorbitant pricing for it. And one of those examples, I'm just going to go to Jefferson's, and they have a new one out called Marion McLean, and apparently she's like the grandmother of one of the somebody, and
somebody famous.
And, one of the earliest documented
Jefferson's great grandmama or something
in American whiskey. And so it's basically an ode to women in American whiskey. So this bottle is like $300 MSRP. Stores are charging more than that for it. However, the juice they have, I'm sorry, I said juice, but the product they have in it, it's an 11-year, a percentage, maybe a 14-year, a smidge of that. And then the rest of it's like 6-year, 5-year, 4-year, and so on. But they do give you a breakdown, sort of like Bardstown does with their products.
Yeah.
And it's has the packaging and everything like that. It doesn't have a box or anything like that. It's not in a velour bag or anything. But it's $300 MSRP, and some places are charging $399 for it.
Oh, then you look, it's got to be good.
Well, that's what I think that they're trying to convey to the newer crowd.
Yeah.
If it's I can't say overpriced, but if it's exorbitantly priced, it's got to be good, and it's going to catch the newer people that aren't savvy in the bourbon world.
Is this to you, not to cut in, is this to you an evolution of, like the Willet pot still thing, where you see the bottle and it's got a cool, shape that, and just Willet pot still is just known for, I guess, suckering people. And is the juice itself, the whiskey itself is widely panned as subpar, but the bottle moves so much so that I see it behind glass and I laugh when I see that shit. I'm like, really? And it's because of the shape of the bottle, and which then furthers the reputation of a bottle like that, which I don't even know what they're charging anymore. But I think I did actually buy one once, and I actually bought it as a gift for someone who probably didn't appreciate it at all because they know bourbon. Wasn't Jody, because God knows he would never let me hear the end of it. But I got it for him, and I think I probably paid like $40 for it at the time, and it's probably not even really worth that. But I'm sure it's a lot more now, and especially if it's behind glass, that they're gonna really up the price on that, like it's something special.
Yeah, and that is one of the things. One of the products out there that does draw people in because of the bottle shape. I believe the 750s around the 750s around $49-$59. I've seen the larger bottle, the largest. I think it's a 1.75 milliliter. That is around $99-$89. And they do sell fast. Cool. They are cool. As a matter of fact, one of my friends for my birthday gifted me a bottle of that, and I have it sitting over here, and
we'll stay for the rest of your life.
Actually, I opened it. I opened it.
Yeah.
I'm getting down there on it. I want to, because basically I want to give it a chance.
Yeah.
That's solid.
I appreciate that sentiment from you. Not that I'd imagine it would be a drain pour, but I'm making cocktails pour, or I'm, cooking and I want some glaze for my sauce kind of thing, or a reduction, whatever. Maybe that's what we're going to use this for. But if it's that atrocious, then maybe, but I don't, there's subpar, and then there's I can't drink it. And for me, the I can't drink it that's a really low bar for me. Or I guess a really high bar rather. It's got to be fucking bad for me to want to drink it.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one thing I won't do. I'm with Mark. I'm in Mark's park, with this, where it's not a drain pour. It's never a drain pour.
Yeah.
We can use that for something.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a drain pour. I'm pouring this drain down the drain. Watch this. Look at this." You know,
I spent money on that. I'm not pouring it
Yeah,
out.
right,
No.
exactly.
no,
You pour your money down the
Absolutely
drain.
not.
Go ahead.
and you know, but the thing is, I'm giving it a shot, and I'm getting down there on the bottle. You know, I'm about halfway, and it actually, believe it or not, it's not really too bad.
It's okay.
You know,
It's
it's
just
okay.
not as good as what you're
It-
led to believe, maybe
Yeah,
by looking at it.
Exactly. When you look at the fancy bottle, it's not bad. There's nothing wrong
Mhm.
with it, and I don't pour anything down the drain. Even
Yeah.
some like that Rossville that I absolutely hate that I won't even cook with. It just sits there and gathers dust. But no, it's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a neat bottle, very good bottle.
Yeah.
Awesome marketing
Mhm.
because it stands out amongst the crowd.
Yeah.
So you reach out and you grab it, and they've done exactly what they wanted to do.
Right.
Sold
Exactly.
the bottle. That's
And
it's really funny. I'm at work, and we'll get onto the higher dollar bottles. But at work, so I work with adults with disabilities, and I work in sort of the employment field and kind of helping these folks who want to work get to work, you know, get out and become competitively employed. So I'm going through like a training program now, and it's talking about like appearances, and one of the recurring themes is like it's kind of a blurb that like oftentimes when the makers of a product will spend more time on how to package the product than they will on developing the product itself,
okay.
because appearances are that important. I would say that's probably certainly the case in, you know, when we're talking about Willet Pot still. But what are some other things that you've seen like at this sort of, you know, the obscenely high, you know, 100 plus to, it was obscene to me, 100 plus range of it's just not that good, but they are marketing it that way. And then which, for, you know, anyone watching this, what are they kind of packaging and marketing this way, but are still pretty good, almost to the point where you would argue that maybe it was worth it.
Blood Oath.
Blood Oath.
Blood Oath.
That's a good
Look at how they market Blood Oath.
It is
but the
fancy
thing-
schmancy. I look at that and I say I can't afford it.
It drops.
honestly.
It drops once a year.
Yeah.
They put it in this fancy little box, this little balsa wood box, nice little printing all over it. Nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with the juice. It is good stuff. Very good bourbon. I enjoy it. But that's an example right there of how they set themselves apart. And then they command that dollar because I'm unique. You're going to see me once. You may not see
Better
me
get it
again.
now. Yeah.
Right, but people are still. That's one of those products though that it's right around 149 right now. I believe the latest one is.
Yeah.
And it went up $10, but and even the
That's not
ABCs.
atrocious.
No,
No,
and that's the thing.
I like the last one. I'm going to buy the next one if it comes my way.
That's the thing with the Blood Oath though. The 149 still we're still not at that point where it's breaking the bank for most people. Most people are going to still go out because it's a once a year thing. They want it, and there's going to be those that are collecting it because I have to have 1 through 9.
Yeah.
And they just want them to collect dust or whatever they do with them. And, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're still not at that breaking point. I think once they get to where, let's say, the latest Midwinter Night's Dram was a big one where that broke the $200 range. It was $175 at the distillery. And I think they're at the breaking point right now where people are going to start pumping the brakes on that one.
And I've had whatever expression that Jody has of that, or at least his first one. And like, yeah, it was good, but boy, would I not lose my mind over going to get that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I said about Blood Oath. Blood Oath's good. Will I pay $140 for it? Yeah. Am I going to pay $200 or better for it? No.
No. It's one of the things.
And another one is the chicken cock. Now, I believe it's called Chanticleer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. If that's I mispronounced
Chanticleer or whatever.
Yeah, but I think it's
what you meant.
I think it's a 3-year product, and it's $500.
Yeah, I think it's up there. That's nuts.
That's $500.
3 years.
Yes.
And it's 500.
I didn't realize it was that young, but I'm just not paying that. I mean, chicken cock is okay, but no, I don't like the regular enough that I would want to spend that much on something else.
It's finished in French cognac barrels. It's limited to 32 barrels. Yeah. That's a good
He's
one.
coming in a second, but yeah.
David Fraley says McDonald's does the same thing. They could serve the McRib all year, but by making it an occasion, they generate hype.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bingo.
exactly.
McRib is back, guys.
See, I don't think chicken cocks. I don't think they have a strong enough base.
No, I agree.
I travel a lot, and I still have people to this day like, "What the hell is chicken cock?"
Mm-hmm.
So for you to drop a product that's expensive, I don't know.
I see it.
Somebody's doing it.
And I move
or that's the
by.
question. That's the question is who is doing it? Obviously none of us, because I think we're all wary enough of getting snookered by a fancy bottle that we would want intel before we went that deep on something. But like, are there people in the community going out there? Like, they're probably not doing their crotch shots with them, I would think. But
but that's got the right.
But are they moving?
Right.
Yeah, but you can't post something like that to a Facebook group and not get railed on if the bottle itself is not that good.
This is my $300 bottle, dude.
That'd be like me again. Like
this is chicken cock Chanticleer, and look at my Dora the Explorer watch.
Yeah.
On my Don't look at the horn. It's okay.
Yeah.
This would be like me doing a crotch shot in my Honda with like a bottle of Kentucky Par, like, which I have, which Jody gave me. I don't think I've ever even drank out of it since I've gotten it from him. I traded him for that bottle of Zafra because his wife enjoyed it. Yeah, the Zephyr 20, which I think Rob picked up recently. I think he had posted about it over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Always enjoy it. Always enjoy it. The thing I was going to say, too, because I'm off on a tangent. When you were talking about the Florida Cannon not being too cloyingly sweet, in my mind, I was imagining age helps with that. You don't get it's too damn sweet at the kind of higher, at the higher age. So a lot of that tends to drop off.
It's
you get kind of more bourbon qualities.
I like the Pilar.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't sit down and drink that.
I can. I will fuck up a bottle.
It's too sweet. I find it after about the third or fourth one, it is just too sweet. I enjoy it. I love it. Especially
that's your vibe. It's cool.
Yeah.
Especially the Spanish sherry cask finish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just awesome stuff. But I can't sit there and do that the whole evening because it's just like, just a little bit too sweet for me.
It's all good.
The Florida Cannon, man, I could probably sit here and enjoy that all night.
I hear.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's fine. That's where you're at. There's nothing wrong with it. For me, usually, if it's a very sweet rum, if I've had like 3, I'm like, I'm probably gonna feel like shit in the morning with this much sugar or whatever.
It's Friday.
So like, it's your Friday.
It's Friday.
Not mine. Mark, did you have any other thoughts on like the high dollar bottles? Do you see these things moving? Because I know you get around a lot.
It depends. No, I've not. I can't even. I don't even remember seeing. I think I've seen it in. And you guys know I'm in a million bourbon groups. I think I may have seen that chicken cock in one. And it was more of, hey, what about this?
Right.
Okay.
You buy it and tell me.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it, but yeah, I'd say that one. I'd say another expensive bottle that I don't see moving a lot. I do see it on occasion, but not a lot, is the Rabbit Hole.
That's it. That's the next one I was going to go to.
Race
King.
I don't see
Race
that.
King.
Yes. Yeah.
It's Founders Collection. It's 700.
That's very poorly named, but
and look, I can sit here now and probably put out 5 or 6 bottles of Rabbit Hole. I'm not spending that on that damn.
Yeah, it's $7.99.
No.
And that one is that one I don't believe.
$7.99 with a dot after it.
I could get
$7.99.99, but
Yeah. That's
There
what I
you
mean.
go.
Like,
You can get like 7 bottles of Derringer for that.
Yes.
yeah.
and why would you want that?
He said 7.
I mean, seriously, think about it.
One's fine, but
I'm good
But
about
no, but there's your cost
I hear.
comparison.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
Yeah.
drop $700
I
on
go.
this
How many bottles of
special
Williams bottle and bond is
blend.
that?
Or am I
You
going to
said
buy?
Derringer, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the Derringer,
How many
but like
bottles
that,
of
the
that?
expression. You don't like the Derringer?
No, the Rabbit
from
Hole.
The rabbit
Oh,
hole.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I thought you
I'm
meant the
talking about the
Derringer.
7.
Derringer.
Oh,
I
no,
thought
no,
you meant
Not
no,
Derringer.
crap.
No.
I'm talking about the rabbit hole Derringer.
Rabbit holes there. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It used to be called
That's
something
what I'm
else, and they
saying.
changed it.
There
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
I like that
That's
one.
it.
Yeah,
This was good. Yeah.
For about $75 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
which I still think
that's what I'm saying. You buy
Yeah.
7 bottles of that for 1 bottle of the other stuff that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a special blend. It's like, I know what this one here is. I'm going here.
And the thing with that one is it's not age stated, but it's finished. And it's called the Founder's Reserve. So you just have to buy and it's got a nice box, you know.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Then of course
Yeah.
you have there's another one that sits on the shelves. And I hate to say this one because I like their products, but it's the Barrel 20-year gold.
Oh, yes.
And they're like $4.99.99, and you know,
I won't buy their baseline because I keep going at $80. I'm like, I could probably get something I'm gonna like better for $80.
Well, if you do get one, if you get anything from Derringer,
Not that it'd be
sorry,
bad.
not Derringer, but from
Barrel.
Barrel, the Vantage is around $69 to $75. Yeah, that's a good one to get. The Barrel Vantage is well worth the money.
Yeah.
So I could go
good.
that high for the right bottle. I could.
I sit there and I have to read all the different blends. That's the problem with the Barrel. It's like there's like so many different blends that they've got out there now.
Yeah.
And then trying to remember which one I really like because I don't hang on to the bottle.
They just start at such a higher price point. For me, the way to get me to go for a higher price point bottle is to like, what's their lower tier offering like? And I know that it's not going to be exactly the same or just like fancier version of that thing. I know there's a lot of differences in mash bill and, age and, what it was aged in and different char and all these other things. One can be vastly different from the other, even from year to year. I get it. But generally speaking, if I buy a low end offering and I think it's not very exciting at all, I'm like, do I really want to spend more money on the same company's product if I really didn't like their $34 bottle of whatever? Do I want to go buy the $70 bottle now? Not really. But by the same token, if I pick up the $40 bottle, I go, oh, this is really fucking good, and I see something $75, $80, $85, I go, you know what? Maybe I'll get some intel, but I'm a lot more likely to pull the trigger on it.
Well,
that's just how I work.
You know who got lost with that one and they started off, before they introduced their first product. Everybody the hype was really high on it, and it was Castle and Key. And all of a sudden, they put out the first product. Everybody was all in on it. They were running all over the place, picking up cases of it, then reselling it, of course, in the parking lot. And I think they were buying it for $70. And everybody was hyping it up to no end, but nobody was drinking it. Then somebody started drinking it and it said, oh shit, this stuff sucks.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing is, your first attempt, the first product you put out sets a mark, the benchmark.
You're making a first impression,
You either make it or break it.
This goes back to my lesson plans at work. It was almost like a catchphrase in there because there's like training videos and shit, and it's like it's very like kitschy and like very like 90s vibe on stuff. And it's like you only get one chance to make a good impression. Like the first impression. These impressions matter. You don't get a second chance to make a good one. Like this is it. If you come out and you put out a product and everybody thinks it's dog shit, like you might as well rename the company if you really want to try again,
right?
And hope nobody notices. Like that's what you're going to have to do, because if you don't come in this market with this much competition and so many great offerings out there, like you better have a strong showing when you come out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
yeah, if you're new, going to hit the market, yeah, you don't want to flop because you're never seen again.
Gotcha.
How much was the Castle and Key when it hit the market retail? If you remember, I don't remember.
It was $70 when it first,
Yeah.
the very first one was $70.
So think about this, and especially the way you buy bourbon, Dave. Not to pick on you,
No, pick on me.
but you just dropped
that's more.
$70 on this new product. You got it home, and it's like,
Yeah.
Whenever you see that label again, no matter what's in it, no matter what that label says, you're going to think more than twice, and you'll probably walk past it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
No matter what they've done
you
to
get your
that
feelings
juice.
hurt, you know?
Exactly.
And with that product, when that first came out, people went to the distillery, which is the old Stitzel Weller distillery, waited in line for that, and they were given basically it was, hey, as many as you can fit in your car.
Wow.
You can buy it if we have it. And people were doing that.
That might have been a warning sign.
Christmas.
Oh, Mark had to go. He says, "Got to run, my brother. See you next week. I'll be in Dayton, Ohio." That's what's up.
Okay.
Cool beans, man.
Good luck out there, Mark.
For everybody who watches this show, if you're even watching the show and you're in Arizona, vote for Mark.
There you go. Vote for Mark. Mark offers you his protection.
That's right. Vote for Mark. He's running on the bourbon platform.
There you go. There you go. Bourbon and cigars.
Hey.
It's got my vote.
Yeah.
I didn't even need the cigars. You have me a bourbon. Sort of, I guess, last thoughts on, I guess, the main, in terms of the super high dollar ones. Has there been, you put out, you suggested Blood Oath.
But
Blood early, vote often. Absolutely, David.
Oh, yeah.
That's
as political as we're going to get.
It's good stuff. At least it has been to this point, as far as my experience goes.
But has there been any?
Yes, as long as that price
met that
point
standard
doesn't jump too high, I'll be picking up as soon as I can find the next one.
I would say Jack Daniel's Sinatra fits in that category because it'll suggest
It's
retail isn't about the same ballpark as that. I thought it was that good where I would pick it up at that price. But that's kind of my ceiling, especially on a Jack Daniel's product.
That's what, 179?
It probably
Something
is now.
like that.
Yeah, it's right now. It is.
I think it's
last time I was seriously looking at it, it was
yeah.
about 150. But
Okay.
I'm no longer seriously looking at it. So
Yeah,
we'll see it that way.
I turned it down when I was offered it.
Yeah, I walked right.
I really liked Sinatra. I really did. It was one of those ones for me that I was in the fortunate position to have not been the person to buy the bottle myself. But having tried it and, hearing the hype and hearing how expensive it is, normally for me, I would go, it's too much. It sounds like puffery. It sounds like people who just want to flex on how much money they got or whatever
That's kind of where I was at with it because.
And I tried it and I was like, you know what? That is really damn good, actually. And I was quite surprised. And I've had, I guess, 2 different offerings of it. Once Jody, I think he probably still has his bottle. If he hasn't, dispersed of it yet, because I'm sure he hasn't drank it. And then once it was at a tasting that Jay Cooper had put on, and I got to try. Someone had brought a bottle of it there, and I got to try and appreciate it there. To me, at that time, it was worth it. I don't know if I could do 175, 180.
Yeah.
But at 150, I'm like, yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. I did a lot of Jack. I drank a lot of Jack. And
it still smells like Jack. It does. It still smells like.
Yeah.
It does not taste like your standard Jack. It really doesn't. But on the nose, you're like, "Let's fucking Jack Daniels."
And I've got one of the high proof Jacks on the shelf back there behind me, and it's still Jack Daniels, and it's like I'll never buy one of the bonded ones.
I've heard.
I've been waffling.
I've heard really good things about the triple distilled.
That's what I can say. The triple one
from Jay and Jeff.
I've been waffling back and forth on that one. The Sinatra, it's like, am I gonna for Jack?
If it fell in my lap, then
it's
maybe.
tough.
If I'm being honest right now, no. I dropped.
And that's because of everything.
Machine,
there's nothing wrong.
That's my drink of choice.
My person, there's nothing wrong with Jack Daniels. It feels its niche, but it's because of all that I have consumed before of Jack Daniels
For
and
sure.
know that profile.
Yeah.
I'm
You can't
very
not see it,
about
basically.
that price point.
Yeah, I hear you.
And that much for a bottle of Jack.
Yeah. And see, I never really drank that much Jack. Like, I've had it, obviously.
That
I've
was
had it,
the thing.
not a small amount, but like
back in the late 70s, early 80s, it was Jack.
That was the big
oh, for
thing.
sure. Yeah, and when I first got into liquor, that's it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Oh, isn't that Jack? I remember the day I'm telling stories about myself. The day I got divorced, my divorce was finalized. It was amicable and everything was fine. I was like, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to get some whiskey. What did I do? I bought Jack Daniels, drank half a bottle, threw up. That's how I celebrated. Like, so you're like that, and that's the last time I really just like drank Jack to drink Jack rather than mixing it. Or you're out somewhere and they have a shit selection. You're like, fuck it, Jack and Coke, why not?
Yeah.
That's how that goes. But yeah, otherwise, like just drinking Jack by itself, not doing that.
No, I can't do that anymore.
But the Jack Daniels bonded outsells the triple distilled, I think it's called, like you mentioned.
Yeah. And
the red label.
That's the weird thing that I find about that, Chuck, because the bonded, the only thing that is, it's 100 proof Jack Daniels.
Number 7.
Yeah, it's number 7, 100 proof.
Yeah, but you know what? It received an award, basically, and it's gotten so many. And those awards don't mean much, like the double gold and all this, because everybody basically everybody in bourbon gets an award.
Yeah.
But if you get the double gold, or whatever it may be, triple, I don't know, platinum or something like that. But if you get the bronze or the silver, your product pretty much sucks.
But yeah.
I know we're live right now. I'm in our
Yeah.
VIP. And by the way, you guys are watching or not in VIP, you need to be. Because basically everything we talked about, the triple distilled and puffery and all this other stuff, I was like, Jeff's ears have to just be burning continuously throughout this episode. Because this is all Jeff's shtick, if people who remember him from the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the puffery.
Yeah.
Hey, it is, man.
But the thing is, the bonded really outsells the triple distilled.
Because they don't understand. It's the newbie. It's the person that always buys Jack because that's whiskey. To the normal, everyday redneck or uninitiated, or the person who never wants to get out of the comfort zone, that's whiskey. Oh my God, they've got this special bottle now. It's bonded. Man, this is Jack at 100 proof. I've really got something here.
You get the guy that's that Fred Minnick, he gives it a high grade. Some of the other what is it? Whiskey Advocate, possibly magazine gives it, a high grade. And then you sit there and you think, okay, I have this bottle of bonded sitting in front of me, and I have this triple distilled in front of me, the red label.
Give me the triple.
And I'm drinking it, and I'm side by side. And I just sit there and shake my head and go, what are you people thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, I know taste is subjective, but come on.
Sure.
There's a big difference between these two.
Exactly. And the bonded, the only thing it is it's number 7 that they haven't diluted as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Less diluted.
Whenever people are watching, think about that. Daniel's bonded is just not diluted as number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Triple mash, that's a different breed. But I still can't.
Very
different product. Yeah.
I'm having difficulties. That's just me.
Again, it's not anywhere near the top of my list of priorities of bottles I want to try next. But the triple distilled, is definitely something that's been on my radar for.
Usually, I see it on the shelf, and there's like 3 or 4 other bottles that I've heard Chuck talk about. It's like,
and I'm like, I could, but no. It's like because my whole life is movie references apparently, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and he's saving all the animals from the pet shop. That's the snakes in the pet shop. I go, okay. You know what? I'm gonna get this one first. I'll come back for this one. Still time or money, which in my case there is neither. But yeah, I'm like, I'll get there. I'll get there. If I really get through everything else, then I'll do the triple distilled. Which is not to say that it's bad. Some people like snakes, you know. Not to say that it's bad at all, because it's not from all accounts. It's just never going to be anywhere but the bottom of my priorities of things that I have priority to. So I want to kind of change topics with the remainder of our time, because again, the whole may the fourth be with you. Personally, I kind of celebrate,
join the dark
Star Wars
side.
nerddom.
We have bourbon.
Yeah, see, we move over cookies. We have bourbon. So we're all gonna sign up for the Empire. And so, like I said, I picked this at the beginning of the show. I talked about it's like this. I could see this up on a shelf, at Mos Eisley Cantina or some space bar that they have. What bottle like looks or bottles themselves? Because the other one I was thinking of was like Star Wars, because it's almost too on the nose.
Yeah.
Because even the thing like the which I don't have the bottle in front of me, it almost looks like the original poster for Star Wars, where
you
hold up the lightsaber, got the beam of light, the starburst out of it, and I'm like, it's like super on the nose. Also a great whiskey. But so I was thinking like kind of like those two, but like what to get your Star Wars vibe on, what would you be drinking?
RL Seals 10-year rum. That weird shaped bottle.
I'm gonna look it up.
That's a 12-year though.
No, yeah, but hang on. I'll put it in the chat.
That has
for everybody who's not in the VIP chat. Sorry about your luck, but
I had some of that a few weeks ago. I posted about. Yeah,
that's it.
It's a 12-year though, isn't it?
You could find that in the cantina there at Tatooine. I imagine if you took and you probably slowed it down, you would probably see that bottle on the shelf.
I don't know. It's like spasming out on me when I'm trying to look at it.
Yeah, that's a Foursquare product.
And actually, that is Barbados. That is one of the purchases.
This is a 12-year. Is it good?
It's a 12-year. Yeah.
Do you recommend it?
Chuck has recommended it. I'm picking it up.
Because this is, in reference to the Puffery, I see a bottle like that, and I'm like, why is it marketed to look like that? That makes me worry that the stuff inside is actually not very good.
Chuck said it was good. I'm sold.
Good to know. Yeah, I'll take Chuck's word on that.
I'm a big fan of Foursquare.
It's there at McHenry's beverage shop, which I frequent. There at Deep Creek.
How much is it?
Partner, I don't remember, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I think it's right around probably about mid to lower 40s.
Okay, yeah, I think it should be about mid 40s.
There you go. And to me, it wasn't going to matter, because I know it was not going to be outrageously priced.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it is a rum, and people are just not into rums yet. I'm waiting for the rum explosion, because when the rum explodes, that means the bourbon might be cheaper. So,
what is Dave talking? I think I know what he's talking about, but I cannot remember the name of it. There was a bottle using the original Blade Runner that wasn't available that was the decanter though, wasn't it? That wasn't an actual brand of liquor. You guys know what I'm talking about? It had this, like it was a fancy ass decanter, and I guess 2 tumblers that came as a set.
It was a beautiful bottle. Yeah, it was a whole shooting match.
Baller as fuck. And then I saw the price. I was like, not doing that, because it was like $200 or something like that. I'm like, for glass. Yeah, no, I think I know what he's talking about. He says no, it was the bottle. It wasn't the decanter or whatever. We're doing research live.
Okay, Blade Runner whiskey glass replica.
Not the glass. He's talking about an actual bottle of liquor.
All right.
Assuming
I gotta refine my search.
Yep. But yeah, the decanter and stuff like that. Oh, it looks so good. I would, if I had fuck you money, I would probably be getting that.
I'm curious now, because
no way, your name's David. You can't be wrong. Nope.
You know what? I might
Johnny Walker was in there.
Is the Frank August.
Okay.
Very
the minimalist.
Minimalistic.
I screwed up on that because it was there.
The metal topper.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very basic.
Yeah. It's got your Jawa juice in there.
And then, of course, there's the Catoctin Creek, which has the Guar. The Guar bottle with the topper on it.
I could see that.
I'm a little bit upset with Catoctin Creek because I was actually down there at the distillery at the time, and they had too many people in there at the time. They weren't going to allow anybody else in there. We had to wait, and I pretty much said, F you, I'm going down the road. I haven't sampled any of their products since then, so it's just me.
Yeah. Sometimes you get burnt. It makes you want to not come back. Hey, David says if he finds it, I'll post it in the Facebook group. David, thank you for doing that. If you do find it, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm hunting for it right now. Everything that I'm seeing, Blade Runner whiskeys keeps coming up with Johnny Walker Black Label.
Like that's what is advertised kind of in the glass?
No.
Which Johnny Black's okay. You know, it's
Blade Runner whiskey glass.
Not necessarily an inspired choice, but nothing wrong with it.
No, nothing wrong with Johnny
I think its
Walker.
main notoriety was from
where was I seeing that? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Johnny Walker was doing something with a bourbon or a rye here recently.
They have a rye scotch or whatever. I think
it was a rye.
Yeah.
I'm going to find that.
Which I heard actually kind of decent things about it from reviews and stuff that I had read. But we're getting off topic. Star Wars Cantina, somewhere in the Star Wars universe, is just something that you might want to enjoy while you're watching. Yeah, so the RLC is a great choice. How about
this one?
What you got there?
Doc Holliday. It has the horns, the metal. It has the cartridge on the top, the metal cartridge, with the brass bullets in it. Or cartridges, I should say.
It's got very like Mandalorian, like gunslinger vibe.
Yes.
Mandalorian.
And of course, on the back, it has a hole in the bottle.
Oh, that's cool.
Right there.
Like it got shot through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because that's the thing fundamentally, like about the Mandalorian. It is a Western, like in significant portion.
Yeah.
It is really a Western, and that's when they try to tie that in with Book of Boba Fett, which I don't think turned out as well.
And by the way, don't ruin it for me. I have not seen season 3 yet.
No,
I'm waiting.
No spoilers. We don't do that here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that and then we'll binge it. Right now, we're trying to get through the Peaky Blinders.
Very nice, yeah. Peaky Blinders is great too. But the last season of Mandalorian, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But and what was that, season 2 with Timothy Oliphant? Yeah, that's just pure Western.
They keep going back to Johnny
Space
Walker.
Western. But I would think that in terms of like bottles or things like that you would find. I'm trying to think of other bottles that would kind of really stand out as like space looking. You think of even like not Rogue One. What was it, the Han Solo origin story? They're on like the fancy space yacht at the end, and there's the bar with all the bottles with the weird shapes. Kula Dark. I don't know if you guys remember what that bottle looked like, but it was almost like a very tall, narrow pyramid. Yeah, like it kind of went up like this and had a kind of a ball at the top. Very particular look to it. And I think it's basically designed to sit on a bar shelf somewhere and look fun. Which it ended up being better than I thought it would be. It's a little. The mouthfeel was too thin for rum. But other than that, flavor wise, it was all right.
This question is for Dave Fraley. Which Blade Runner?
He's saying from the original.
Oh,
this was it. So not a pyramid look, but like.
Oh yeah, that's
okay. Yeah, no.
I mean, and it's a tall bottle too. It stood this high. I don't know if you could tell, but like this high. Like it's pretty significant. So he said the original.
There, I just dropped something in the VIP. It's probably not the right one. But that is kind of a different bottle. And it does have the origami stuff that the other Blade Runner was making and dropping all over the place. I think that the Johnny Walker thing is apparently there is a
some kind of
There was
special release that
There
was
was a
like some
special release
thematic
Johnny Walker
tie-in.
made for it. Yeah.
Yeah, for Blade Runner.
But if you look at that bottle, the picture of the bottle I dropped in the VIP, it is shaped different than the regular Johnny Walker bottle. It does have a little bit of futuristic vibe to it.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, yeah, I like
And then, like I said, the origami's right there at the bottom of that picture.
The relief and stuff like that. Yeah, and the little origami.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool. A really good touch.
James,
and then these are the tumblers, which again, that's not the great.
Those are neat.
And they had such. I mean, it's $200 for 2 glasses.
I know. That's why I don't have one.
There's no. Again, that takes fuck you money for me to say, yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm just not. Dave wants to know how he joins the VIP. Any of you guys can invite him, right?
Yeah.
If you guys are friends on Facebook.
Yeah, he's not on my friends. Dave, what? I don't know.
Send him a friend request. I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I can't really manage those things.
It's okay, Dave. I'm going to try to find you here, bud.
Cool. So David, Gino's going to find you on there, and then he can add you in to the VIP chat.
Okay,
so
Dave. Dave, are you University of Pittsburgh, Dave? Yes, you look like that's the right picture.
Okay, he's on a camel.
Oh my God, the poor bastard's a friend of Jody's. Yeah, I said that.
That's great. He says yes, he is. That's fucking.
Gotcha, man. I just sent your friend request, and then I'll get you added to the VIP.
No, nobody here claims to have perfect judgment. It's all right. Chuck, all right.
I look at it. It is probably a night of debauchery and midgets and who knows what else.
Mm-hmm. So it goes. Chuck, what were you gonna say?
Oh, the next bottle that I would say that would be
awesome,
worthy
Dave.
would be the Von Payne. I think it's blended whiskey.
Von Payne.
It's it has like almost like a gargoyle at the top of the bottle, right here.
Ooh, I like it.
But
I have seen that.
And it's been very, very popular in the groups as of late. I don't know. I haven't had it, but the bottle seems to really want
this. This would 1,000% be an infinity bottle for me. Like,
oh yeah,
absolutely. I would keep this bottle. The Von Payne.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got you.
And we've all seen it at this point with the gargoyle.
The topper is like beautiful,
and it just looks metal as fuck. Like, I mean, the topper is literally metal, but like it looks metal as fuck. And yeah, this is one of these things. That's like if I wouldn't, be breaking my own ass for whatever the bottle costs, I'd be like, yeah, maybe I'll do that just because I really want to keep the bottle. Like you did with the Smoke Wagon, the Halloween release with the skeleton arms and stuff all over it.
Glow in the dark,
which I didn't pay, any more than usually. Yeah, and the one I got didn't have the glow in the dark.
Yeah, the new one is the one that glows in the dark.
Glows in the dark, yeah.
Maybe I would get a bottle of that just because I like it anyway. I like Smoke Wagon anyway. Like in the the low to mid 30 range, I can live with, to pick up an extra bottle of that because it's got some funny design on it. But like, yeah, I'm not gonna kill myself over that shit. But you know, I like the whiskey, and I think the bottle's cool. So it's a keeper.
So, going back to the question, and what we talked about previously, you could probably throw Willet Pot Still in there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, because just how distinctive it is,
it would fit.
And you could probably throw Lusty Claw in there.
Yeah, I could see Lusty Claw,
and possibly even the Derringer Bourbon.
Yeah,
you can see. I guess,
except you would change that bottle maybe just a little bit to look more like, let's say,
like a blaster or something.
A blaster,
because that one has the two toppers. One of them is the Derringer pistol, and then the other one is a crystal.
You'd be like make it look like Leia's little stun blaster thingy.
Something.
You know what I'm talking about from the first one? No, that was a big old thing. Like, what was it? The speeder troopers. Their guns. Their blasters. They were like these very small, very little snub nosed looking things. That would be kind of perfect for it. And of course, and if you look up, there's all kinds of glass decanters and stuff like that. That's like, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Stormtroopers, like all that kind of stuff. That you can find all of that everywhere. But yeah, in terms of like the bottles themselves, that if you were in the Star Wars universe, like what would you expect to see on a shelf, or back behind the bar? Yeah, and I think stuff like that kind of.
How about the Yamato?
With the samurai armor.
Yes, it has the armor
bottle top thing. Yeah.
Yes. When I first saw one of those,
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Have one of those, but it's like, I saw the price. It's like,
yeah, don't want it that bad. It is cool though, and it's definitely a conversation piece.
Awesome.
But if you were to see that in the movie or in a movie or something like that, especially in Star Wars, you can see them dusting it off. It's all dusty. Somebody requests it, and it's it has the armor on it, and they dust it off, and
That's what they need to do. They need to do a bottle topper like that. That's like Mandalorian armor. instead of the samurai, which is basically, there's very similar vibes there.
Another one that'd be similar to that is like, shoot, I just lost the name of it. The elk, the pour spout from Old Elk.
Oh yeah, that was 2019.
You could see that sitting there with like cobwebs or something over it. It's like,
yeah, that was the Old Elk where they had the tall bottle at the time. It was in a black box, and it came to a pour spout. Yeah.
Yep. And Dave, I sent out, I believe that's you. Your mutual friend is Jody Lemons, University of Pittsburgh. Just accept the friend request, and I'll get you that VIP.
He's gonna really like that.
Jody who?
Lemons.
I mean, the boy
Jody's
can defend his honor, but
that's the thing. That's the thing.
I love you, Jody. It's all good.
Look at this one.
Oh, that's
yeah. That's
a hell of a decanter there.
Yeah, that's a fancy ass one.
That's nice.
That's the contours of the bottle as it goes up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. How about this one? American Barrels, Kentucky Bourbon. Now, this one here it's basically a rounded bottle with a snake wrapped around it, where it's basically.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Here's a picture of it. I don't know if you can make it out or not, but
I have seen that, and I have passed on it.
Matter of fact, I was just pulling it up. I was Googling it. That is kind of a neat bottle.
Yeah, these are like decanters rather than whiskey.
Yeah.
You basically,
bottle's
I think
cool. What's
something
what's
like
the
that,
juice like?
but you use it to cook with.
Right.
No, because there's that Rossville that's sitting out there on my bourbon barrel that I don't even cook with. It's just there. Someday, I'm thinking I'll probably end up taking that to my reunion this summer, and I know it'll disappear, so it's all beautiful.
Oh, here's one. Re-up liquor. Hang on a second. It looks like that's a tequila.
That's a heart.
And the bottle is in the shape of a human heart.
Oh, that's nice. Well, if we're going that direction, then how about the stuff that's
Sangre de Vida Reposado, $70.
Ooh.
Nice.
Some tequila bottles, cool. Like they got the skull and all that.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. The vodka, the skull vodka.
I think there was that is a vodka. You're right.
Who was the guy from Saturday Night Live that did that? Was that Bill Murray? Yeah. What's that called? Skull vodka.
That's
Sangre de Vida. That's just the name of the bottle. I don't know if that's who owns it or whatever. And then they have like a lot of this stuff's like Day of the Dead themed. Either the lady and the flower.
Crystal Head vodka.
That's it.
Yeah, and the skull head.
It's made in Southern California. It first came out on the market in 2008.
Yes.
And they make that in the sugar skulls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of those would play. I think I like that heart though. That's pretty fucking badass. Anyway.
Oh man, they got like a rainbow head too. That's cool.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Last comment goes to David. I imagine bottles at the bar on Mos Eisley would be less fancy than those in bars on Coruscant. Yeah,
Yes.
I would have to agree with that. Again, you're going to have the more, liquor that's going to make you go blind versus, this kind of stuff that you have at fancy dinner parties, because it's Mos Eisley, and you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. And with that, guys, may the fourth be with you. I enjoyed the topic tonight. Yes. It was fun. I really enjoyed hanging out, even though we kind of spent the last maybe 20 minutes in our phones.
and Dave.
But it's fun.
Dave Parley,
it was fun. Yeah,
I liked
it. I enjoyed this.
Dave, accept that friend request. I'll get you in the VIP, man.
That's it. Well, guys, says good night. Good night, gents. This was fun. Absolutely, David.
Yes.
Good night to you as well. Good night to our viewers. You guys be good. Drive like you know each other. We'll see you next time.